Hello YouTube. I hadn't did a video in a couple of weeks. I went fishing a little while yesterday, but the river's so high. Got so much fresh water that come in last week from all the rain. Didn't too much. The brim, flatfish or panfish, whatever you want to call them, they wasn't biting too good. So caught a few catfish and thought I'd get out here and iced them down yesterday evening, and thought I'd get out here and get them cleaned up, and thought I'd show you my way which I clean the catfish. There's many different ways of doing it, but this is just one of my methods. And on these smaller cats, I try to save as much of the meat as I can, so I got a little certain way that I just do mine. I mean, I've seen people doing a lot of different ways, but anyhow, get started on him here. I'll break these thorns off to start with. Got a little bottle, always put them in. These things here, if you've ever been stuck by a catfish, these thorns here are sharp as needles, especially on the smaller ones. They have poison on them. On some of the smaller ones, most of the time you get stuck by them, but I have picked up some of the smaller ones, and some of the smaller ones I have a little spiny feeling on the back of them, and I've had that spine rub up against my fingers and me trying to hold them, and you can feel a tingling or a stinging just from the poison off of them without them actually sticking you. So I always try to get them out the way to be careful. I usually make me a cut around. I try not to cut into the meat when I'm doing this. Sometimes it's hard to do without cutting the meat. You just want the skin to peel. But try to make a cut all the way around and come up behind that little plate. I like to come out here. I try to get it started to where it just is cutting the skin. This belly meat, every time you pulling on the skin, it always wants to tear that belly meat. A lot of people cut the belly meat out, but on the smaller catfish, if I'm trying to save as much of the fish as I can, I try to save as much meat as I can. On the bigger ones, the belly meat has a different flavor to it. A lot of people don't like the flavor of the belly meat. It sure feels nice here today in South Carolina, but got some more cold weather coming in this week coming, and I think today's March the 10th. We got some cold weather coming in this week. Not real cold, but I think tomorrow a lot of rain again, so it'll have the river messed up again. Hopefully I have the camera pointed right so that y'all can see what I'm doing here. that meat wanting to tear on that belly. It always does on these small ones like this. Wants to rip and tear the meat on the belly side. It did a little tearing on the belly. Now for that ridge above the backbone, I'll get it cut. Now if they 15 or 20 pounds or so, I got some hedge bush clippers over there that I'll cut that in two with. But a lot of times the smaller ones you can kind of ring it. Ring that backbone too. And from there, there's a ridge along here. What I like to do is catch it with my knife. If I can get in that ridge, then it will get my knife at an angle. It will peel that fin all the way down. Come behind this thorn. That out. Got a little notch there. Cut it out. And that's the way of doing the catfish. So now all I got to do is take him inside, and wife can fillet him up, or I can fillet him up, and however I want to do him. Either cook him in a catfish stew or fry him. But just thought I'd show you a little bit on this one since I didn't have much fish today. And the bigger ones, I got a skinning rack I use for my deer. If I catch one 15, 20, 40 pound, I got a hook there. I'll cut the bottom of their mouth, hook them in that hook, it'll hold them there, and I can have the fish hanging here. Them bigger ones, you got to catch, and that skin's heavy to pull. But anyhow, hope you enjoyed, and till the next time, just wanted to do a little video and share with you a little bit about how I do my catfish. I mean, there are many different ways of doing them, but that's just the way I've been doing mine for years. But anyhow, like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel. we'll try to get more videos once the fish start biting better and get back with you. Have a good day.